Hey everybody, I know I've been warned against this, but I did use some birthday money for better or for worse on strategy guides. One of the strategy guides I got was the strategy guide for Mortal Kombat 9, because I have that on my Vita and I just kind of wanted, if a guide's out, I kind of want it. It's just kind of part of what I do. But since this was in my wish list since I first heard it announced, this is the Final Fantasy collection that Prima and Brady Games came out with. It is basically a redo of 7, 8, and 9 strategy guides. Now, there's been some controversy over this because many claim that, and I can't, back this up because I haven't, read it myself, but that there's a lot of mistakes, because when I talked to Prima Games at E3, they were very big on, yes, we did redo the guides, especially Final Fantasy 9, because Final Fantasy 9 apparently had most references to an online guide than it had any information. Like anything it had, it was like, please see this on this website, instead of any information. So, but other people have sent me photos of how it is a copy and paste of the originals. So I'm about to open this for the first time, and I have in my hands my original Final Fantasy VII guide, so I can kind of do some comparisons. I thought I had Final Fantasy 8 guide, but I do not. I do not have the 9, and like I said, I'm glad I never did get it. But so anyway, so here we go. But as you can see, it's pretty nice. It's, this is the case, and little thing in the back. I can probably get rid of that. It might become a bookmark. Oh, but there's an advertisement to pre-order the next box sets, which is Final Fantasy X, 10-2, and 12. 10 I've probably tried to play about 3 or 4 times and never got through it. 10-2 I've never tried. 12 I have and never tried. But 12 hasn't even been remastered, so I asked on the PS2, but talk about PS2, I don't know. So anyway, so now I'm going to try to open this. See, how does this thing open? Oh, okay, nice little magnetic open. Hey, it's pretty. Okay, so let's pull out the guides and see what we got in here. Is there anything else in the box? Nope, just the magnets, okay. Oh, we got my, oh yes, the lithographs that are in here. Let's see, let's go ahead and see which. I think these lithographs are like the most famous images from the games, and yes, they are. Undoubtedly. Aw, Vivi. Okay. So put those back in and decide if I'm going to frame them or not. I'm running out of room in my office here. Okay, put that down there. Alright, so let's pull up, let's pull up 9 first. Does 9 have, please see on the website? It does not. All those little things of please visit this website are not on there. Let's see what else we got. I think it's interesting they have walkthrough by disc, which you can see right there. Because I have 9 on my Vita, because it's a PSN game now, or PS1 Classic, so that's interesting. I don't know. I've never played it, so I don't know if it tells you to this. Oh, look. Little bookmark, little ribbon bookmark. It's always nice. Gosh, interesting. I mean, it looks, I say interesting because it's kind of an old style of strategy guide. Like, this is kind of like how it would have looked back then. Strategy guides generally don't have the same look and feel anymore. With all the different screenshots, it feels more cluttered. I mean, it's still got the clean white that most of our strategy guides have, but strategy guides now don't usually have this much clutter with the images. Okay. Now I'm not seeing, I mean, like I said, there's no references. Wow, so sorry, no references to the website, which of course I'm sure that website is defunct by now. So at the very least, oh, the Mognet. Was the gosh, okay, because I never heard of them, because the Mognet I know has been added, is in some later games, so I'm not a fan of the Mognet, so I'm not pleased to see that it's in there. Okay, so here's Final Fantasy VIII. I guess I really shouldn't even look at this because I have nothing to compare it to. I really don't know. I've never played it. So I don't know. Man. Like, I really am curious if in that little situation Tom Berry does say doink. That really does happen in the game, or if that's something that they added in. Okay. I mean, it's kind of hard to know what to say about this. I feel rather useless even looking at that. Alright, so Final Fantasy VII. I have my other copy right here. Here's the original. Wow, this feels... Alright, so it's a little thicker, so it seems to be either the paper is thicker or they've added some more. Let's see. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. Oh, well. Wow. The page numbers, you can see that, I'm trying to hold it best as I can, are exactly the same. So, obviously, there's not more content, so if they're looking thicker, it's probably the pages are a little better quality. Okay, so let's see what else that they've done. You can see the inside page is the same. So basically what it looks like is that from the old, they've done a redesign. See old school how it looks? There, it seems like a little cleaner. But is the background image the same? It's hard to... No, the background image that's kind of watermarked in there is not the same. But let's see if the content says this is about the same. Save often. So far, everything looks okay. That's kind of verbatim. Although really, I guess, what could they change there? Alright. Oh, there's some reorganization. Yeah, because they cleaned it up. They cleaned up the organization, pretty much. So it's not so, like, the fonts are a little cleaned up. They're not as, they don't have the big old crazy fonts. Okay, so like the big, so, it is kind of looking like this is exactly the same. Yeah, I mean everything. I'll flip forward into a walkthrough to see, but like I know the big one. Let's see, the big mistake that I have seen. Okay, the big mistake that I saw was in Eris's. I think it was Eris's introduction, where it was copied over from Red 13's. And mine is, it, like, I don't know if you can read it the best you can. I mean, it's for Eris. Let's see. So there's Red 13's. His is correct. Sid's is correct. Yuffie's is correct. Kate Sith. Oh, there it is. Okay. For Vincent Valentine, they copied and pasted Red 13. That's kind of disappointing. Did they do that in the original? Was he the one? No, in the original, he had his own. So, okay, so there's a mistake. And yes, it is a mistake, but I guess of all mistakes, it's not, I hate to sound like I'm defending him, but it's not that huge of a mistake. Alright, so now let's look at walkthrough stuff. Let's see. Now, I've not finished Final Fantasy VII. I know, I'm a bad gamer. I'll turn in my card. But I didn't have a PS1 in college, and every time I try to play this game, since it's been on the PSN, I get sidetracked. Let's see. Okay, so what they've done is that the text is all the same. It looks 100% the same, but they've used the same screenshots, but they cleaned up the design. So, like, for the very first one, see how cluttered this design is? Like, especially right here, like, look, they got images overlaying, and they have, like, all the battle tips, and what's that blue? Oh, the notes just kind of, like, stuck in there. And so everything's just kind of cluttered, and then you got this purple background, and it's all just very distracting. So in the new one, they cleaned it up, made it much easier to read. See, now the images aren't overlaying each other. They now have the notes and the battle tips in their own little colored call-out boxes on the side, so it's much easier to see. So, much cleaner. Much better design, presentation. But, okay, I'm going to skip forward to a little bit. Hopefully nowhere that spoils for me. See, where did I leave off? I left off at, Wu-Tai. Alright, so here's Wu-Tai. Flip through this book. And get through Wu-Tai. Okay, I think, okay, yes. Every time I look through this and I realize where I left off, I'm like, I guess I really wasn't that far, from getting close to the end, but at the same time I think that was where everything kind of opened up and blah, blah, blah. And so, yes, from the strategy guide point, it looks like I'm not too far from the end, but really you are. Okay, so here we are. So, Wu-Tai. Let's see. These are the same. Okay, well, yes, the screenshots are almost exactly the same. Like, for example, here, this is the original guide. It's kind of a zoomed in of these houses here at Wu-Tai. And then here, they kind of have it, oops, trying to get as close as I can, zoomed out. So it's not as zoomed in, but still it's pretty much the exact same images. It is the same map that's labeled. It's like all the tables are exactly the same. The text is exactly the same. Wow. Let's see. Okay. Yep. So it appears to be that all the text is exactly the same. So if there were any mistakes in the original Final Fantasy VII guide, they are going to carry over here. I don't want to assume the same for Final Fantasy VIII because, again, I don't have a guide to compare it to. And 9, obviously, is very different. But, I mean, they're very pretty. They're cleaner. At least they have the little bookmarks. They're going to be easier to use. And so far, the only major mistake I've seen is for Vincent Valentine's, and it's not like. Well, let me double check before I say something. I was going to say it's not like they made a mistake with his limit breaks, and they did not. The only thing they made a mistake was his background, which you play the game and you do find Vincent. You pretty much get all that anyway. And as long as it'll tell you how to get him, because that would be awful. Let's see. I guess I'm not, because, you know, I can sit here and flip through it and see if they go through all of it, but that's not going to help anybody. But surely they have in here how to get them. And especially if they copy and paste it from the first guide, then it's definitely going to have it in there in the exact same spot. So, see what happens when I forget to turn off my phone and stuff before I record. I'm just not with it today. So, but anyway, I did not pay full price for these. I actually ended up, maybe because of all the complaints, but I was able to get them on sale. But, you know, honestly, like, they're really pretty, and I'm glad, you know, that I have my original Final Fantasy VII guide. I may still try to look for original Final Fantasy VIII just to complete my collection, but, you know, I'm pretty pleased that I have all these. Well, I'll probably get the next one. Yes, because I have a problem. I like my guides. I don't have room for them. My floor is probably going to collapse into my lower story because of all the weight, but I still like them. I'm still happy that I got them. That one mistake is not enough. I wish I could comment on the copying and pasting, because I don't know if there's mistakes in the guide, but from up to the point where I got, every single time that I have tried to play Final Fantasy VII, there was not any, I don't remember any mistakes. Whereas I could tell you in 10, the 10 guide, I'm still friends with that guide writer. There is one mistake in 10. Well, I can't say a mistake, but he did not mention something in one of his boss fights. So if it is copied and pasted there, that's going to be a little disappointing. Hey, Prima, if you want to talk to me about maybe correcting that one mistake in Final Fantasy X, you know how to get a hold of me. But anyway, so that's my overview of these guides. I mean, if perfection is what you want, then maybe this is not what you should get. But if you're a collector and you like them, I can't say not get them. I mean, look at them. They're beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. That's my 2 cents anyway. You guys have a really good week.